Yo, we need to have a serious conversation today, and I'm gonna open up about some things that I've been going through over the past couple weeks when it comes to social media and getting things done. Like, somehow social media has been a greater influence and force than TV for previous generations, video games for other generations. Like, each generation had their thing where they could go to it and get some type of like dopamine or great feelings and escape from their life for however many hours they wanted to. Like, even back in the day, maybe they had like newspapers, books, radio. Today we have social media, and it seems to be even more powerful at distracting us from our day-to-day lives and influencing our behavior. It can be like a cycle. At one point in your life, you're super focused on things outside of social media, movies, video games, and then sometimes it can be like those things just have a hold on you. Like, you just want to escape, you just want to let time pass by, you just want to feel good. I found myself in the period of time where I kind of just am sucked in. The main thing for me right now is just how much traction I've been gaining on social media. So dopamine is kind of just like a motivating chemical. Say you're hungry, you are going to have this chemical dopamine that is playing into your motivation. So you're feeling motivated to eat something. You're super motivated to figure out what you want to eat, go get the food and eat the food. That's what dopamine does for you. And as soon as you get to the point where you're about to take your first bite, and as soon as you take your first bite, this flood of dopamine just runs throughout your body. Like, okay, you've done it, you've succeeded, you've taken the first bite, good job. Here's this flood of dopamine. That's pretty much what dopamine is. And you'll realize, like, after you're done eating your first bite, every other bite after that is not as enjoyable as the first bite. And by the time you're done eating your complete meal, you are not even feeling as great as either right before you ate that first bite or as you were eating that first bite, because dopamine is just getting you to the point where you're accomplishing that goal that you were set out to accomplish. So that's pretty much how dopamine works. So you can relate that to like social media. For example, you log into Instagram, you open up the app, and immediately you go to the notification page of Instagram and you see 10 likes, 3 comments, 5 follows, or even multiply that by 10 or 100. You're seeing all this interaction, and then you get this flood of dopamine. Like, yes, I accomplished something, I accomplished interaction. That's that flood of dopamine. That dopamine is telling you, open the app, open the app, open the app. See that you've accomplished something, open the app. And as soon as you open the app and see that you've accomplished interaction, engagement, that's when you get that flood of dopamine. But afterwards, it kind of just dwindles down. But it's crazy because Instagram has made it so that you can continue scrolling, you can go through all these reels and laugh or get all these emotions out of the platform. I've just been like in a cycle. It's very easy because the people who work for Instagram and all these other social media platforms, they are experts at understanding how these chemicals in our brain work and understanding what us as humans like to see and what we keep coming back for. It's not like they're just out here guessing, okay, they might like this, they might like that. Like, they actually have the psychology down, they have the sociology down, they understand how our brains work, and that's what they're using to keep us scrolling, keep us coming back. The easiest hits of dopamine are the things that you don't really have to work hard for. You don't have to work hard to open an app and see that somebody has interacted with your post. You don't have to work that hard. You don't have to work that hard to scroll and see something that makes you laugh. But what you kind of do have to work hard for, if you're in that cycle of easy dopamine hits, what you do actually have to work hard for is sitting down for 30 minutes and reading a book. As a kid, I used to sit down and be fully immersed in books. I used to sit down and go through books about dogs, books about magic tricks, books about anything that I was interested in. If you're interested in photography, even just movies, and you want to read the book version of that movie, that's something you're interested in. But think about how much effort that might take you to sit down and just read for 30 minutes. It can be something like a topic you're completely interested in. It's not easy to sit down for 30 minutes or an hour and fully engage yourself in that thing, in that book, like how it would be to sit down and fully engage yourself in a movie or any other form of digital content that just takes like little effort to engage in. And that's the issue that I'm realizing a lot of us deal with. The easy hits of dopamine are what we go after first. When things become easy, we don't really want to revert back to what is more difficult. If it's easy to sit down and watch something, we don't really want to sit down and read a book. Even though in the back of our minds, we're like, yes, this would benefit me so much more and I would enjoy this so much more, it's just easier to get a dopamine hit from doing this. So it's like we're thinking with the primal part of our brain instead of thinking ahead and playing into what we actually enjoy as a person. It's easier to go down the street real quick and grab something from like McDonald's or whatever other fast food restaurant instead of cooking a fresh meal for yourself, which would probably be healthier but also save you money. So I'm realizing this happening to myself and in my brain again. So what I'm doing is cutting back on every social media interaction and like just opening apps without having a real reason to open the app. Catch yourself when you're in these scrolling patterns and don't just say maybe I should stop, but say I'm going to stop. It's hard, but it's like one dramatic thing I like to do is like if I get up right now I live, but if I don't within the next 2 seconds I die. It is kind of like some stupid game I like to play with myself in my head, but sometimes it works. It's like if I can't do anything right now, the least I can do is close this app. If I can't do anything right now, the least I can do is get up. If I can't do anything right now, the least I can do is get on the floor and hit 5 push-ups. Like say to yourself, if I can't do this really quick right now, then what am I doing? This is gonna take like a split second. This is gonna take maybe 30 seconds. Why can't I do this? Like ask yourself that question. Part of kind of like a dopamine detox activity that I've been doing is just sitting down either on my floor or in my bed and just not touching any electronics, not writing, reading, not doing anything, but sit down and just think. I could stare at the wall, do anything that doesn't involve distracting myself or giving myself hits of dopamine. I'm just gonna sit down and I'm just going to live, just be, just exist. That's hard for a lot of people, but set a timer for an hour and put your phone on do not disturb, airplane mode, whatever. Put it across the room and just sit down. You can stretch, but no music, no electronics, no anything that's going to distract you, and just think. Just let yourself be bored. Let yourself think about all those things that you've been pushing away and putting to the back of your brain by scrolling through social media or listening to music or watching any type of movies or playing video games. Once you sit down just with yourself and your thoughts, you can become bored, and it's like you're able to let your dopamine receptors relax for a little bit. You're not like overloading them constantly by rewarding your dopamine system with these little insignificant things. But the extreme version of that is a full dopamine detox, and I'll make a video about that for you guys very soon so that you can understand how I would do a full complete dopamine detox. And I've done one in the past and it actually really does help. But until then, what I can say is catch yourself looking for hits of dopamine. We all do it every single day. Just kind of notice these things. Notice things that you do or things that you see that make you feel good in like a split second. Notice how you get a comment on a post and it makes you feel good in a split second. And then notice how if you want to open the app, notice why you want to open the app. Like maybe I have a notification, maybe somebody that I like posted something and I want to see it. Why are you opening the app? Or maybe you're just trying to like distract yourself from your thoughts. Notice these things and challenge yourself to not feed into them. But also try 30-minute or 1-hour mini detoxes every day where you just sit down, stare at the wall, no electronics, no music, no distractions. But if you can't choose sitting in boredom for an hour over scrolling through social media for an hour, definitely ask yourself why. I'll upload a full detailed dopamine detox video for you guys. That's what I'm going to be working on next for you guys. But I'll catch you when that next video is finished, and I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.